Hey, check, check, 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Okay.
I went on to the meeting. I hope they didn't screw anything up. Because it was asking me if I wanted to reclaim host, etc.
Bringing the talents.
We can
You heard.
We're gonna need to supply the one. So I can,
Oh, step out of the car.
I think we might need to step up. I need some, the Chardonnay, right?
All right.
I'll change my
Using-
rename. Caroline.
Are we just gonna sit it right here?
I'm gonna turn it.
So I
But do
read
you
on this
think
and
it
it's
can
a
sit
benefit
here?
for autistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. When I was on 28 today, I was by, I think it's in the church parking lot, the Yarmouth Fire Department. They're doing like Toys for Tots and they're looking for clothing, children's clothing, toys.
Volume.
I think of what all the stuff people have that don't.
That's what I was saying. I'm gonna tell my coworkers.
We're not.
Know what I did? I said to Debbie Barrett, because she buys, I said, how about we go out to dinner together, give the gift of time.
Exactly.
She thought that was
Dinner.
a nice idea.
I would rather that, yeah, no of these.
Something.
Run around buying something.
Well, then I,
If somebody wanted it,
Oh.
this one didn't get it.
yeah,
Alright, so we don't
I went
need
up
this.
to the Home Depot.
Good?
and
We got plenty of time.
That's
Did they
that
start?
outfit.
yeah, that's it.
No, this is the lead guy. I think his name's David Kaplan.
Yeah.
And you can see, it's nice to see other people's houses and what they
Oh,
have.
make sure
For
mom's house
snacks.
looks nice.
So Mom, I put your name on it, Caroline.
Say built by Dave Grew.
Oh, okay.
Don't what?
Built by Dave Grew.
Oh, am I on here? Oh, my. Oh, everybody heard what I said.
The top. No, sorry, the one. Gotcha. See what it does. All right, again, should be left, right talent on stage, one man, and then kitchen lab, and then 4 is a traveling handheld session. Okay? This is the TV just playing background for the video. This feeds the room, and this is actually the Zoom audio back in. So when people are on Zoom talking, this will help run into the house. Okay, I'll shut my face. We have tape to the target phone, so log into that. That's like this.
You see where we are? Right there.
And that's why I guess the input that makes the most sense of it. It's just channel nine, channel nine.
So,
Not rather that at all, no. I'll keep looking through the things, so we close, right?
yeah, I'll be able to, yeah, keep going and maybe check back up.
Mute us.
Yeah. Thanks, Derek.
So can we turn the camera off on this Zoom?
Oh, sure.
Microphone on?
Yes, and yes.
We can sit here and be more comfortable.
Yeah.
Cindy? Oh, no.
You bottles?
Yeah.
My first was this bottle. This is what I saw. It's all no.
That's better.
Yes,
Hello, testing.
keep talking. Thanks
Can
for
you
doing
hear
what
us?
you're doing for us.
Right.
Does it
We're
seem
ready to go.
okay?
We're ready to go.
I can't believe it's here already.
All right, this noise. It doesn't look like as many people. There's Carol Kenner. Mark? Who's Mark?
Can you hear anything?
One second. I just want to For the audio.
It's called a Harbison.
Supposed to put it on mute.
It's called a Willoughby.
Hi, Patty.
Oh, hold on. Oh, hi. I should have been muted. I thought I was.
My one is, it was called a Willoughby.
Oh, she's.
This is a.
Yeah, should we put it
Oh,
down on that?
just for now. I did like a.
And then they get the whole thing. Okay. Oh, that's still just the ceiling.
It's good, I like it.
Oh, I can put it, yeah, but then it's gonna cut us. Wow. What's the, oh, right.
Hello.
Stronger, but it's good. Yeah, I have asked the Nancy, do you think we should check that screw stuff? Is it cut? Maybe, but.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
That's how you mute. I think the way you find out if it's muted, if you touch the screen, did you do that?
Yeah, show your icons. Okay.
Now we're muted. Right? I think so.
You're still not gonna say.
There.
This is a mute.
Manage insurance.
Hi, Colleen. It's Annie. Is that Liam? Hi, Colleen.
Okay, I'm unmuting. I think that's against the rules. It said we're supposed to be muted.
Oh, sorry. Just saying hi. It is against.
Okay. Oh,
But
yeah,
we're
there's
okay.
Liam.
Now your microphone is on.
Is Kathy gonna get on?
That's a good question. Okay.
I gotta
No,
put
we're on mute. They may have muted
I'm
us.
sorry.
There you go.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, Colleen.
Hello.
Oh, there you go.
That makes it look like we're not muted.
Is it?
See how
If I put it this way.
Yeah, I agree. It's great, usually looks, but yours, I saw what it was, it was like. I think you had it before, Nancy.
Yeah.
All right, let me try it this way.
Can you see it okay? Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kathy Oman, president of Forward. Welcome to our second wine tasting with Truro Vineyards. We're here live at Cape Media Center on Shad Hole Road in Dennisport. I'm here with Paul McCormick again, my co-host. Paul's a member of our board and also a member of our Board of Selectmen here in Dennis. And we're going to start. Thanks for joining us. I know some of you are here from last year. I see a lot of my family on the Zoom. Hi, everyone. And we're going to start with a few instructions to get everyone going. And if you haven't already, we'd like you to set your view to gallery. But we do have a couple of Zoom speakers coming on. We have some live speakers and some Zoom speakers. When the Zoom speaker comes on, it's best if you set your view to speaker to see them. We'd also like you to open your chat room so that you can see some messages that will be coming across during the night. There's opportunities to buy raffle tickets for our 50-50 raffle, which I hear is at about $1,100 right now. So that's $550 for the winner of the raffle, which we'll pull at the very end of the night. We'd also, we have Leah Moman and Mara Morahan are on the chat, and you're welcome to write in with questions, any questions that you have. And Liam and Mara will get those up to us, and we'll answer them for you. As you know, Forward at the Rock opened 1 year ago. The residents have been living there for a year, 4 women in side A and 4 men in side B. So it's time to celebrate that and to tell you about our future plans for the upcoming year. We're also here to celebrate Capabilities, our service provider, and the direct service providers who are at the houses every day working with the residents who live there. And I'm going to turn it over to Paul for a second, and he's going to tell us more about what we're going to be seeing and doing tonight.
All right, make sure everybody is muted on Zoom. And then the next thing is the second most important thing is to make sure that the Chardonnay has been chilled and get ready to go, because it's going to be your first wine that we're going to be talking about. So we're going to do 3 wine tastings tonight. The first will be a Chardonnay, the second will be a red Meritage, and the last one will be a cranberry wine. And we're lucky enough to have one of the vintners from Turo Vineyards here that's going to explain about each and every wine at the segment. And we may even partake here. We'll see how that all goes. And one of the things is, we can't thank you enough for supporting Forward at the Rock. It is really something special. And if I could wave a magic wand, I would make sure that every town had a development like this that takes care of residents with autism and disabilities. And it's really something special. You're going to see tonight, there's going to be Kathy's sister Maureen has put together a video that you're going to see. It's about 7 minutes. And it shows it. Many of you were with us last year, this year it's going to show it as it's been occupied. So it's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. We're going to also do a fund a need tonight as well. The fund a need last year were things that some of the residents needed, game tables that they could do puzzles at or to play things and kind of the things that they didn't have. This year's fund a need, we're going to talk about staffing and how difficult it is to do staffing and how much work the staff really does to help the residents live independently. That's there. We're going to also have some Rockstar Awards like last year, and there are a number of people that are here in the audience that are going to come up and accept some Rockstar Awards. They've gone over and above and really helped us out for that. You're also going to get the first view of phase 2, which is really exciting to see. And you will actually see some of the schematics that we're going to put there to actually, we're going to double the size. We're going to try to triple it at some point, but right now it's double. And keep looking at the raffle, because someone's going to walk home with some cash. Right. And Kathy's going to talk about some of the board members. Right, and I want to introduce our event committee. This year, last year we thought was challenging. Paul and I did the virtual Zoom and for the first time, and it seemed to work out well, so here we are again. This year it's hybrid. We have about 40 people here in the audience at the Cape Media Center, and the rest of you are here at home, and that takes a lot of work to figure out. So first, I'd really like to bring up our committee chair, Bob Samilak, who is our board clerk, takes all our minutes for us, is a very hardworking member of our board, has a lot of experience with affordable housing. Bob, thanks so much for all your work on this. I think you got to come over a little so people can see you. Say hi. Go ahead, just stand in front of us. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Here we are, Bob Samilak, our event chairperson for tonight.
Thank you all very much for coming. We really, really appreciate your help. And thanks to Becky and Mara and all the others that helped out with this. It takes John Ullman helped a lot. We really appreciate all the effort that people put into it to make this happen for you, and to all the people at Cape Media who've been terrific. So thank you.
My mother likes to see lights.
Thanks, Bob. Also on the committee earlier today, Doria Damano and her daughter Doria Marsh and her other daughter Danny Ingraham have been helping us, but they came in and set up the whole room tonight and did a great job. Also on the committee, Maura Morahan and Becky Fellows. Our treasurer, Mark Amaris, is also our IT guy, and he was the technical person last year. This year we're in the studio, but he's been working with them. Paul McCormick's done a big job on the committee, and as Bob mentioned, also John Oman. Many members of our board are here tonight.
Am I the only one sitting over
And if they're not here, they're home Zooming in on this. And I just want to tell you who our board members are. As I said, I'm the president of Forward. Rob Brennan, who is the managing partner of Cape Built here on Cape Cod, is our vice president. Bob Samulik is our clerk. Mark is our treasurer. County Commissioner Sheila Lyons is a board member. Rick Presbury, Rosemary Strapoli, Heather Brown from the Cape Cod Five, is, I think, Zooming with us tonight. The Reverend Nancy McHugh from the Dennis Union Church. I saw them. They looked like they had a nice setup in their living room with their wine out. And of course, Paul McCormick is a member of our board as well. I also want to thank the Cape Media Center for having us here. They've been very generous with the staff has been very generous with their time in helping us organize and set this up. And in a very big way, Paul and I want to say thanks to David Kaplan, our executive director of Forward. He's been with us for 3.5, almost this spring, it'll be 4 years. David put an enormous amount of work into this event, but in everything he does. And he has just done an amazing job of bringing Forward to the Rock to fruition. And now we're really many steps along the way towards building phase 2. And we would not be doing that without you. Let's have David, where is David here? Let's have David come up and say hi to everyone too.
Margaret, go for it. Looking for a job.
Coming.
Here's my piece of.
There he is.
Here he comes. Here he comes. He's in the control room. Just come over.
So where
and
are
say hi
they?
to the- You have to come. You kind of have to come all the way in here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Bingo.
Here's our executive director.
Yes, I don't know if the best one is
Nope.
sold.
A little bit more, a little bit. No, you have to move in a
I
little bit.
really have not talked to.
Here's our
Kaplan.
executive
There he is.
director,
That's why I'm back there.
David Kaplan, the man behind the scenes
I went
doing
over
all
there
the
the
work
other
for
day to pick
Forward
up the wine.
and Forward at the Rock.
And
Thanks,
it was
David.
like total chaos. Like Rory had just
We
come in
also
with the
wanna,
kids. Kathleen had just had knee surgery, so she was in the back room.
And I forgot
He
to
was
mention
cooking
Bob
dinner.
Duffy is, thank you, David. Our board member
No,
Bob
I'll
Duffy
stay home.
is hopefully home on the Zoom watching this too. Hi Duffy and Evelyn.
You guys, everybody,
Now
please
we're
make
going
sure
to
you're
talk
muted.
about some of the sponsors for tonight. We mentioned a few, but there's a few more. So I'm going to do this one because it's about our sustaining sponsor, and our sustaining sponsor is Kate Seafood, and everybody knows Kate Seafood, and everybody knows the Omens, and they've just always supported this wholeheartedly. So we thank them as being a sustaining.
You're welcome. I'm getting a reminder to, if you're at home on the Zoom, please mute your Zoom so it doesn't interfere here.
Can't hear you. Is Kathy muted?
Please unmute Kathy.
Sun Savings Bank, in Union Studio. And Union Studio is the architectural firm that's coming up with the new piece.
Doing
So
a
they're
great
really
job too, yeah. All right. Are there any questions from the chat, Liam? Or anything? No, I guess not. Great, it's time for our first wine tasting. And first, I want to introduce you to Kristen Roberts, one of the owners of Truro Vineyards, who they so graciously agreed to host this again. It's been a very successful fundraiser for us, and we're so happy to have them there. We're going to go over to Kristen, who's on Zoom, and she is going to set up the first wine tasting, and then we'll take it away to Beth, who's here in our studio.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kristen, and we're really happy to be here.
This is Kristen on the Zoom.
This is our second year participating in this event, and we hope to do it for many years to come in some form or other. I really
but we can't hear.
Believe in your organization and am happy to be a part of it. So Beth is in the studio, and she started with us as a winery intern and an assistant winemaker. And now she's our wine club manager. So she knows way more about the wines than I do.
Maybe we should just go to Beth.
And she will take you through those. But I'll just tell you a little bit about us. We are out on almost the tip of the Cape. We're out in Truro.
I don't think at home they can hear.
And we are a winery and distillery, family owned. Sorry, do you need me to stop?
Hang on, Kathy. We can hear Kristen. We can also hear you. If you could mute yourself while Kristen's talking, it'd be golden.
Oh, good. Thanks, Carol. Yeah, it does. So we can't hear Kristen, but the folks at home can. So why don't we turn it over to Beth from Truro Vineyards, who's going to introduce us to the first wine. And everyone get your Chardonnay and your glasses out. And there you go. That's awkward.
We can't hear her.
So Mark's gonna look for Mark's on it. She needs a mic. Poor Mark, he's gonna have a stroke. This is over. Now he's gonna look for Tim Whalen.
They said they can't hear it.
So they can't hear it at home.
Kathy, we can't hear it. We can only hear mumblings.
Sorry. And look for Tim Whalen after that.
And we can hear you, Kathy.
What the fuck are they doing?
Hey, Kathy, it's Annie.
Am I good?
Kathy.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that, guys. So the first wine we are going to do is our Truro Vineyard Chardonnay. It is a lightly oaked Chardonnay. So it is done half in barrel and then half in stainless steel. And then we actually blend it together. So it really gives you this nice, crisp fruit forwardness, a little bit of oaky, but definitely more of your bright green apple notes. So it's done more in your traditional French style than your California style. So I highly recommend, let's do a little pour, a little swirl, and a little taste. Get started. I'm a big fan of this Chardonnay because I think it's super versatile with food pairing. You can do it with a really nice kind of light chicken dish, something that's done with a little butter or even a little salt with like a little bit of a caper. But it also stands well if you're doing like a baked fish, like a halibut, perfect with a cheese plate because it pairs nicely with something with a little bit of salt or a little bit of fattiness as well. So it's just a fun one to kind of play around with, a light, easy. It's usually a general crowd pleaser. So if you have some people that you're not sure of what they're going to like for wine, this is a really nice kind of go-to. Good. Anyone have any questions at all about Chardonnay or the white wine making process at all? Oh, yeah. So these grapes are grown, there's actually 2 different vineyards we use. So the grapes are grown in California and in Long Island. So we do grow Chardonnay at our vineyard in Truro, but we do an exclusive estate wine there. So these are from California and Long Island. And what we do is we work with those different vintners. They will send us updates throughout the year on how the grapes are growing. They'll send us their sugar levels, what they look like. They coordinate with our winemaking team on when we decide to harvest. So when we've decided the sugar levels are where we'd like and the acid is where we'd like, they will harvest for us. And for the white grapes, they'll actually press the grapes on site into juice for us, just because it's a little more stable. And then they ship them to us on refrigerated trucks. So the ones in California take about 5 days to get to us. The one in Long Island, we actually send a truck over on the ferry, and so it takes just a couple of hours, and we coordinate with them. Then we bring the wine back, and we do the whole production on site. So we'll do all the fermentation on site. We also do any aging. This one will stay in barrel for about 10 weeks, so not a whole lot of aging. And then it'll rest in stainless steel. We'll cold stabilize and heat stabilize, and then we have a bottling line on site. So we'll bottle and label directly on site. So we kind of try to do as much as we can locally, and we try to source as much as we can locally as well. We also use a couple of different barrels with this one. We use a Hungarian oak and an American oak. So we'll use maybe 5 or 6 barrels of each and then kind of blend back together. Kind of makes the wine a little more interesting, gives it a little bit of a different complexity when you taste it. Kind of a fun, different process that we use. All right, we'll go back to Kathy and Paul.
We'll work at this point. Don't worry about it. That's right.
Okay. Thanks, Beth. We'd like to bring up Kathy Taylor now to talk about, Kathy is a parent of one of the residents on what we call Side B at Forward at the Rock. And we didn't, the parents all met in August of 2020, a couple of months before the guys moved in. And none of us knew who the 4 residents would be, but we had a barbecue over at the house beforehand. And Kathy was, when we got there, Kathy and I used to run the DY Special Needs Advisory Council many years ago when our kids were very young. And we were both surprised to see that both of our sons are at Forward. And we knew one of the other young men too. So that was nice. And we asked Kathy to come tonight. We also have, I don't know how we're going to do this now. We were supposed to have Katie Gallagher, one of the supervisors she supervises both of the houses, and I know she's here on Zoom, and we're going to hear from her in a minute, but she's not able to get away from the house tonight, which is part of what we're all doing here, right? But we just wanted to bring you up, Kath, and ask you what this year has meant to your family and how it's affected you and your son.
Do I need a microphone?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Thanks for saying that. But someone stole my microphone.
It's over there.
Where did my
the wine?
Poor Mark. We got to get Mark some roller skates, I think. Hang on, let me get that. Thank you. I'm not going to be able to do this. Oh, there it is. Okay. There you go. Thanks, Kath.
All right, I'm not talking too loud, am I?
Hey, ready?
So it's hard to say exactly what this has meant to us. It has meant the world. Justin, he's 34 years old now, so he was 33 when he moved in. He had never lived alone from us. And I tell you, we were really worried. We didn't think it was going to work out because he's been so dependent on us. And we have been so surprised. He has blossomed there. He's so independent, and the staff there, they know how to work with him, and they are so kind. He tells me all the time, Mom, guess who my favorite staff is? I'm like, no, who is it? He goes through every single name. He loves them all. He gets so excited. When Will comes, I get a phone call at 11 o'clock, Mom, Will's here. You know, it's just really good. it's given us a peace of mind. We're so frightened with COVID. We're like, should we move him out during COVID? But I was like, what happens if something happens to us? What would happen to him? And now we feel very safe and secure that he's in a great place where he's thriving. He's living his life now. He's becoming more independent. He doesn't need mom and dad all the time. This has just been the best transition ever. It really has.
Well, thanks for saying that. I hear that Justin does laundry for the other guys in the house.
Yes,
too.
he is the laundry king.
Right.
He loves doing laundry for everybody but us. He comes home, no, we do his laundry when he comes home.
Isn't that
But
funny?
for everyone else, he'll do his laundry and he's like, Mom, I did Brendan's laundry and I folded it. Okay, great.
And when we, the parents aren't there that much at the house because of COVID, it's been, a challenging time for all of us, but the staff has done an amazing job so people are there. We have the guys over to our restaurant, Kate's, once a week in the summertime. And I think Justin has just made the most progress of any of the guys at the house in the last year. As Kathy said, he's engaged with everyone who, when you come to the door, Justin's right there to greet you and say hello. And I'm glad that's it's
I am so thrilled he was chosen to come into this house. It's
nice.
a life changer for him and for us.
Great. I also wanted to read one of our other parents, Paul Shea, couldn't be here tonight. I think he's on the Zoom with us too. I saw him, but I wanted to read a testimonial that he gave us. Forward at the Rock has been just an amazing experience and life-changing experience for Brendan. He has grown and matured so much living there with his housemates and the great staff at 131 Holcomb Rock Road. I could not be happier. Feel like we won the Powerball for individuals with challenges in the world. Thanks, Paul. That was really nice. Thanks. So now I think we're going to go to the Zoom with Katie, who I hope will give us some insight on, we asked her to talk about a day in the life of the residents at Forward, but also give us some insight into a day in the life of the staff and the kinds of things that they do in their job at Forward.
Hi, everyone. I just need you to give me 2 seconds so I can tell my 3-year-old to be quiet. Listen, seriously, I need you to be quiet for the next 5 minutes. Please. Please be quiet. Thank you. Sorry. So thank you so much for having me speak today. I feel honored that you asked me to do so. I hope everybody can hear me okay. My internet seems to be a little iffy right now. So Kathy, can you hear me okay?
She can't, but we can. So thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So, I sat down with 2 of my direct support professionals. And actually, let me just start with, I came into this project, I want to say in May 2020. My boss at the time, Michael Scarpolini, asked me if I was interested in taking on 2 homes that were going to be opening up. And I am very much a go-getter. So I said, absolutely. Please bring it on. This sounds great. And I'm so sorry. 1 second. Guys, please go into the playroom. Please go into the playroom. Daddy is outside. Please go into the playroom. I'm so sorry. Please give me 2 seconds. Oh, can you please take them into the playroom? I'm so sorry. I have a 3 and a 5-year-old at home, so you can imagine life is pretty crazy for me. But anyways, so that's when I was brought into the project. I was brought in once the house was built. It is such a beautiful, stunning home. So comfortable, so open, so bright. Everybody is so comfortable. And I basically, we moved, one of the sides is a house that was already put together for ladies that we brought in. And then the other side is 4 new gentlemen, and Kathy Taylor and Kathy Oman are very much a part of that side B. And it's just, I feel so honored to be a part of this experience. I really do. And to be able to watch these gentlemen grow and become more independent and work on their ISP goals. And it's just brings such joy to me, you know, and it makes me feel honored. So anyways, you know, the project went on. We ended up moving side A in on the 21st of September, 2020. And then side B moved in on the 26th of October, 2020. And ever since, it has been such a wonderful journey. I absolutely love and feel honored to work with Kathy and David so closely. And again, thank you for letting me speak. But as far as a day in the life of a DSP, so I sat down with 2 DSPs. They're 2 of probably the hardest working people I've ever met in my entire life. One works on one side, one works on the other. And I asked them to give me a list of everything that they do daily. The list is 50 items long. 50 items. That's a lot. I'm not going to read through the whole thing, and because it'll take too long, but it goes from, you know, making breakfast, making sure everybody showers correctly, getting them on their vans once they get home, setting up snacks, setting up dinner. You know, I'll read part of this for when they get home from their programs. Here we go. So when they come in, they typically get in around 2:30. They start prepping snacks. They have to do money counts because we have cash on hand books for each of our residents that, you know, it's their cash, they're spending money that they can go out and spend. Sometimes some of the counts are done with the residents. Sometimes they're not. It depends on whether or not that's an ISP goal. So that's the next thing that's done. Then we assist all of the residents getting off the van. We assist them when they're coming home routine. So, you know, with COVID, it's taking off the mask, putting it in the trash, sanitizing your hands, walking to the bathroom, using the bathroom, washing your hands, you know, basically just making sure that you're not bringing in any germs from outside that could be brought in. That's become a lot more intense since COVID, needless to say. This gets pretty specific. On side A, we have 2 residents that walk 40 minutes a day, twice a day on the treadmill. So, you know, getting one of them on the treadmill and then starting dinner, and then you start your first shower, which is a total assist. Meaning, you know, hands-on, you have to do everything for this person. Getting that person out of the shower, dressing them, setting up activities for all the clients. Once that's done, you set the table for dinner, you continue cooking dinner. The second resident goes on the treadmill. You work on making lunches for the next day. You start your second shower with another resident. Once again, dressing them, making sure they're ready to go. And then you finally serve dinner, monitoring the clients while they eat to ensure everyone is safe and eating at a normal pace and eating the size foods that they should be having. This is a huge part of the job too, make it safety wise. And I can say on side B, we have gentlemen that do not have the same eating habits. So a lot of the times they're making different dinners every night over there, which is a lot, you know, and it's especially a lot when it's just one person. After that, you know, you clean the kitchen from dinner. You start your third shower. It's not as hands-on, but needs a lot of verbal prompting and total supervision the entire time, ensuring each client is set up with an activity once again, or a movie to get into wind down time, start laundry, then you start your daily logs and your reports about how the afternoon is gone, start evening medication pass and complete. You start your evening medication passes if, you know, there are some, which in every house there are, medication passes at least twice a day. Then you start the fourth shower, which again needs eyes on the whole time. Assisting clients with toileting before bed, assisting with brushing teeth, putting each of them to bed, working on laundry again, and then cleaning the house once they're in bed. So it's a 50-item list. In a lot of the houses, and this is beyond Forward, is every agency across the Cape. A lot of the time, it is one person doing all of these things. And I cannot express to you, if you do it the right way, which the two people that I talked to today do, you don't have a second to think. You are go, 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 go the entire time. I will say there are certain direct support professionals that are some of the best people that I've ever met in my entire life. They truly are beyond patient. They care so much about the clients. They're always looking at the bigger picture, you know, and why we're there, and ensuring that these people are living the best lives that they can. So each side of Forward is different, you know. Side B is more about learning how to be more independent, you know, and that's so huge. And that is a huge task to take on. The staff do a tremendous job. The manager over there, Bobby, he does a tremendous job as well. Side A, you know, it's a group of older women who are, you know, at a certain age in their lives where, you know, they're set in their routines. They like their routines. They're used to their routines. So it's ensuring that that continues with no interruptions, and, you know, just making sure that they're healthy and happy at all times. And that is truly the goal. I just want to share a couple quotes that I read about direct support professionals that I really thought were beyond true. Kindness can transform somebody's dark moment with a blaze of light. You'll never know how much your caring matters. May you be proud of the work you do, the person that you are, and the difference that you make. And some of the biggest things that direct support professionals need to have in their trusty handbag of skills is being hardworking, being able to problem solve, critical thinking, positive attitudes, and just being all around a huge team player. Again, a lot of the houses, you have one staff to 4 people. It's a lot, regardless of how independent they might be, it's a lot. These direct support professionals work for less money per hour than people who work at Target, than people who work at McDonald's. You know, they see these flyers and they tell me, they say, oh my gosh, I saw this, and, you know, yet they still keep coming back because they care so much about the folks that we serve. I just can't speak enough to the caring and compassion piece of this. It really takes a lot of tenacity, patience, kindness, and compassion in order to do this job. It's also extremely rewarding. And, you know, that is obviously the biggest reason I think why all of us do this. You know, my job, I'm a senior manager for capabilities. I oversee 4 homes. I never stop. I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I have a 3 and a 5-year-old at home, and it's nonstop, but I love it because I know that I'm helping people. And that is the most important thing in life. If you are capable of helping people, you should be out there doing it. That's my motto. Anyways, I will stop rambling and let Kathy get back to the show.
Great job. Katie always makes sure that everything is just perfect when we're over there and all the time. We really appreciate all the work you and Bobby Lawson are doing over there and the rest of the staff. Next on Zoom, again, we have our state representative from the 1st Barnstable District, Tim Whalen. Tim has been involved with us since he first got elected to office in 2015, and he has been by our side most every day that he has been in office as our state representative. He brought people from the Department of Developmental Services up to the State House to meet with us. He made sure that we got in the door with some funding, state funding sources that we absolutely needed to be able to build these properties. And Tim will be leaving us as our state rep. He's running for sheriff this year. Tim, you know, we can't thank you enough for everything you've done, and thanks for being on with us tonight. And I'm going to let you take it away for a few words. Tim Whalen, our state rep.
Kathy, Paul, thank you both very much. I am speaking to you right now from the mezzanine level of the Seaport Hotel in Boston. My wife and I are flying out early in the morning somewhere very nice and very warm, Cancun. And I'm really grateful that I had the opportunity to log in on Zoom here on my phone, to have an opportunity to say hello to everybody and talk about just how enthusiastic myself, Rebecca Hamlin from my office when she worked for me, and Emily McGuire are, not only over the work that we've done with Forward, but the work that in the remaining year that I have in office that we can still get done, as well as whomever it is that replaces me and becomes the next rep from the 1st Barnstable, working with them as well to make sure that they're building the relationships with the people over at DDS and HHS. And God, I think we even beat up DHCD pretty good to get some money out of them. So we'll try and use all those state resources that we can find. One thing that I'm happy to just briefly address to Katie's point that she was mentioning earlier about the fantastic work that the rec care professionals are doing on the Cape, not only with Forward, but obviously with capabilities, with a whole host of other organizations across the Cape, Latham Centers being another one. We had significant discussion with the Cape Cod Disability Network. That would be, when I say we, I mean the entire Cape and Islands delegation, and the conversations were led by my good friend Sarah Peak and Julian Sear. And we were advocating very strongly to try and get additional funding to help pay these professionals what they deserve, to raise the reimbursement rates from the state. I'm proud to report that today the Senate approved, yesterday the House approved an ARPA funding bill that includes additional monies that's going to help to raise the pay for these direct care professionals. And this is also something that we're looking at. That's a tactical solution to a longstanding problem. The strategic solution is not just this one-time splash of funding, but we are already working very closely with the administration to look to make this a permanent boost and look at seeing if we can index those raises in the future as well. We've heard the advocates, we've heard everybody from Forward, we've heard everybody from throughout the Cape who work in this field. We've heard you loud and clear, and please know that we're doing everything that we can to make sure that you hardworking, dedicated professionals are going to get paid what you deserve, because you certainly deserve more than you are making right now. Also to help, we're working very closely with our municipalities to try and increase the stock on affordable housing so that we don't have to continue to bring staff over the bridge. We want to try and keep some of our own people employed, getting reasonable, getting good wages, and having a place to live here on the Cape too. So we have a lot of work in that direction. And then also we're looking forward to our continued work with Project Forward for the plans that we've talked about for the future. I won't discuss that because I don't think it's my place to, but we have some exciting possibilities coming up in the future. And please know that I'll be on board 100%. And I know whomever it is that replaces me will be on board 100% as well. So you can count on us. And thank you again for your advocacy, all your hard work, and everything that you do.
Thank you, Rep. Whalen. You're getting a big round of applause here in the audience. Thank you so much. We appreciate your undying support. You've always been there for us.
He's never forgotten. Even from the first day he got elected,
Right.
this was a project for
Right,
him.
right. So thanks. And enjoy your vacation, get some rest. You're going to need it, right? So I want to say thanks next to my sister Maureen from Kendall Productions in Cambridge. We worked together, and we're going to show you right now a video. Last year we showed you the house before people moved in, and it was furnished, but now it's really a home 1 year later with the residents moved in. And we have some, the outside is very much starting to look like a home too. So we want to show you this video, and we hope you enjoy it. Rock Road, otherwise known as Forward at the Rock. 2 group homes for 4 residents each that were occupied 1 year ago this fall. 4 women moved into side A on the left, and 4 young men moved into side B on the right. The Dennis Garden Club and the Cape Cod Hydrangea Club. Planting, as you can see, so many beautiful hydrangeas. And there are a couple of holly trees here donated by Jeff Eldridge, and a local landscaper, and some other local landscapers. Here we are inside side B. Last year we showed you a Matterport tour, I think just as the residents were moving in. This is a half bathroom for visitors and others who come to visit the house. We have an office that is all glassed in. You can see all the way down to the end of the building from the office doors. This is our living area. So as you can see, there are lots of fall decorations that all of the residents have helped put together to warm up the house. And the wall over here on the whiteboard, you can see Happy Fall at Forward B. The calendar and the whiteboard tell us what's going on, what the weather is, who's on staff, what the guys are doing today. They usually on Saturdays, they all go out. They've done pumpkin carving down at the Venice Union Church this fall, and they've gone on walks at the canal, the Cape Cod Canal, and have lunch. And here we are in the kitchen, where each of the guys has their own pantry with special things or things that they have because of their dietary considerations. This island is accessible by wheelchair, as is all of this is ADA accessible. You could wheel in under the stove here. This is a special stovetop that requires these pots and pans are made for this stove, and it's impossible to turn on the stove unless one of the pots are here. So it will prevent people from being burnt. No one can come by and turn this on without them being ready to use the equipment here, which is very nicely and easily comes right out, so you don't have to search for it. The sink is accessible by wheelchair, as is the counters over here. This is a sitting room. It's a quiet room for folks. There's some recreational and exercise equipment here. And there's, you can access the porch from the sitting room. There's also a TV and an electric fireplace. In here, we may have shown you this last year. Here's our laundry room in the hall. have a small laundry area with washer and dryer, lots of supplies, and a folding table up here. Here's one of the residents' bedroom. They all have nice, spacious rooms with big windows. And each of the rooms has a heating and air conditioning so that they can monitor the heat or the AC individually. This young man obviously likes Disney World. And lastly, the bathroom. Two residents share a bathroom, but each of them has a sink and a linen closet. And again, all American with Disabilities Act accessible shower. We wanted to take a minute to highlight the volunteerism of two of our select board members, Cheryl McMahon and Chris Lambden, as well as Steve Spear, who is the owner of the Cape Cod Community Blueberry Garden Patch that is right down the street here in our neighborhood. It was their idea to plant these arborvitae trees all along the edge of our property that abuts Hokum Rock, which is a half-acre conservation land here in Dennis that's visited by families and lots of kids who like to climb on it. This is the future site of Forward at the Rock Phase 2. We are proposing to build 2 apartment buildings to house 8 more residents, 4 in each building, as we have in the 2 group homes, but these would be separate 1- and 2-bedroom apartments for people with autism who are higher functioning and need some services, but also maybe will be able to live more independently and on their own in an apartment setting. And here we have the Hokum hens. There's 4 of them: Trixie, Coco, Cinnamon, and Stuart. And you are seeing them in their run. Around the corner here is their chicken coop that is donated to us by Agway. They were just little chicks when we got them, and they're growing, as you can see, and we anticipate that they will be laying eggs by January.
Welcome to Forward at the Rocks outside raised garden beds. We put 3 4x8 raised garden beds with wonderful soil. We had carrots, tomatoes, squash, peppers, and there's still carrots in the ground actually, and several other vegetables that they were able to grow and harvest.
I'm over here. Thanks, Maureen. That was great. A really good video that shows the inside. We are going to get to the second bottle of wine. We're ready to go with that. But before we do that, we'd like to present the Rockstar Awards. So the Forward Rockstar Awards go to individuals and organizations, volunteers and supporters who have made outstanding contributions to Forward by generously giving their time, treasure, and talent. And our gratitude goes beyond measure. The first award winner this year is the Village Garden Club of Dennis for the creation of the CPC Circle, assisting the Garden Club with the Hydrangea Society of Cape Cod, Strictly Hydrangeas, Anytime Landscaping, and Starboard Side Landscaping. Come up, ladies, we have some representatives, and as they're coming up, the Village Garden Club initiated this reclamation, planting, and beautification of a large island at the roadway in the center of Forward at the Rock, a regional supportive house. It's named CPC Circle in recognition of thanks to the towns of Dennis, Barnstable, Yarmouth, Brewster, Chatham, and Mashpee. Those towns donated generously over $1 million through their CPC funds for the construction of the homes. So the Garden Club asked the Hydrangea Society, Strictly Hydrangeas, and Anytime Landscaping to help with the project, and working together, The CPC Circle is now a beautiful landscape comprising of over 40 hydrangeas and hallways with lighting, irrigation, and a perimeter glass buffer. So thank you very much.
You guys are rock stars.
And here are the awards. So we'll hand these out. And if you wanted to say a word, feel free to.
Thank you so much. I can honestly say that it is one of my greatest pleasures to have been a part of this volunteer program. Donna had originally approached me with it, and I said I thought that this was a great opportunity for both of our garden clubs to join forces, and it has just been absolutely wonderful and most rewarding. Thank you.
When we first discussed putting this together, we thought from our garden club to be more visible in the community. And one of our committee members, who's in charge of scholarship and community outreach, thought, let's go look at this building and see what we could do around it. And when we drove up and saw the big pile of dirt and weeds growing, thought, oh my God, we need to do something. So knowing Linda through the Master Gardener Association and the Cape Cod Hydrangea Society, I called upon my good friend and asked her to help me. She didn't even wait a second to say, you bet, we'll meet you there. And we drive by all the time to see how our work is coming along. And we then reached out to someone who was a teacher at the Lighthouse Charter School, and one Saturday brought students from her class, the Roots and Shoots group, to plant 875 daffodils, which you all are going to see bloom this spring, hopefully. So it's just hopefully the beginning of a good relationship, and we look forward to working with you more closely. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. We know it is the start of a long-term relationship with all of you. Thank you so much. Our second rock star, how about those hokum hens? The second rock star is Agway of Cape Cod. One of the house managers at the Rock thought that chickens in a hen house would be a great idea to get the residents involved, but also to provide eggs that apparently everyone in the two houses enjoys and eats on a regular basis. So Agway, we approached Agway and they stepped up and provided a beautiful hen house for us and 4 young chicks. I think they came early in the fall. They've been growing, as you saw in the video, they're getting big, and by January, we hope to see them laying eggs, and that will be nice for everyone. So Agway, this is really another nice example at Forward of several groups getting together to support us and help us out. Agway got the Mid-Cape Center to donate materials for a run around. First there was the hen house, and now we have an enclosed run for the chickens. And Cape Associates, our builders, built the run. And so now the chickens, as I identified in the video, Pebbles, Cinnamon, Cocoa, and Squirt, have a beautiful home, and everyone enjoys working with them. Agway could not be here tonight, and they sent us a note saying that all of us at Agway of Cape Cod would like to send a heartfelt thanks to the Forward team for awarding us Rockstar status. We were honored to help kick off the Hokum Hens project and are grateful for the opportunity to support Forward's mission. So we'll get this to you. We'll bring this over, Agway, but you guys are rock stars. Thank you.
The next award goes to the Dennis Police Association and the Cookie Caper for Autism Awareness.
And we'd like to bring up our chair of our Board of Selectmen, Chris Flanagan, to help us give out this award.
And so you may or may not know that April is Autism Month. So the Police Association reached out to Forward early in the year to offer up ideas to promote Autism Awareness Month to help raise money. So the association designed and produced a special Dennis Police patch, which they and Forward sold online with Dennis Merchants, the Underground Bakery, Good Friends Cafe, Brothers Pizza, Baskin's Ace Hardware, and to push the retail sales. We raised over $2,000 for that. The Cookie Caper, Jamie, Dennis Custom Cookie Bakery, offered to bake and sell special autism cookies, and they split the revenue with Forward, and the bakery also baked a special batch of cookies for the Dennis Police Department. So with them, everything that they did helped us raise a lot of money. So
And awareness,
you've got
too. So
there you go. And so
thanks, you guys.
the microphone needs to go to somebody that wants to speak in
Well,
about
and-
this.
and
Sure, why not? All right. Well,
Come on.
thank you for this. This is great. On behalf of Chief Jack Brady and Dennis Police Association, we'll bring this back and put this in our display case, but it's a great partnership, and we hope we have time to get up there and hang out with you guys, get to know everybody, and create a partnership moving forward. Thank you.
We really appreciate it. And Jamie, come on up and get on stage here so we can see you.
Thank you. I just want to say I was really honored to be able to do this fundraiser, and hopefully we can do it again. And thank you to everybody that purchased the cookies to make it so successful. And thank you to the board. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jamie. And Kathy Padini from the police force is here with us too. My neighbor.
Thank you, Chair.
And thank you, Chairman Chris Flanagan. We have one more very special rock star. In the beginning of every small nonprofit like ours, we rely very much on friends and families to get things going and do the work. And with Forward, as you know, we still are a small group. We started out with an idea and a promise from the town to give us some land. And in the beginning, we relied very heavily on our families, especially my son Liam, who was our fourth rock star. Liam got involved as he developed our first website, managed our Facebook page for a very long time, and was our IT person for years, and came to every event that we had and did whatever we asked him to do. Liam, come on up. I remember, come on up so people can see you. I remember many years ago, I think you were in college, that you said to me, "You don't have to worry about Patrick, Mom, because I'm always going to be here to help you with him." And for all the work you've done for Forward, you are a rock star. We really appreciate it.
I deserve nothing.
No, Liam has worked very hard for Forward. Before we were all volunteers in the beginning, and Liam's still here with us. So, all right.
I think now we should go to the second one.
I think we all need some wine by now, right?
So we're going to throw it back over to Truro Vineyards to open up the second. I believe it's a red Meritage.
Right.
All right, so for the second wine that we have our Meritage blend, which is called Triumph. It is a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and Merlot. Definitely a bigger, bolder wine, has a fuller body. You get those oaky notes, a little bit of tannin. One I would highly suggest pairing with like a good steak and potato dinner or a meaty casserole. Just a really nice kind of hearty red wine. So everyone, I should pour, do a little smell, and then taste. And red wine is a little different than white in terms of how you produce it. So what we do for the red wine is once we harvest the grapes, we actually then will destem them. So you put them in this giant machine that has all these little circles. It rotates, the grapes drop out, and the stems pop out the other side. The grapes then sit in these giant half-ton bins. And as they're sitting, they're slowly releasing the juice inside the grapes. And so as they're doing this, we will pitch in the yeast. The yeast will eat the sugar from the juice and convert it to alcohol. As that happens, it pushes gas, and that separates the skin from the juice. So every day, twice a day during red wine fermentation, we actually mix in the skins and the juice, and that's what gives the red wine its color. So you can get white wine from red grapes if you separate the juice directly from the skins. So we'll do that for about 3 to 4 weeks. As it's fermenting, we check the sugar levels every day. Once it gets to negative sugar levels, so we know that the yeast have eaten all the sugar and converted it to all the alcohol, we will then put it in a big machine called a press. The press has a giant balloon in it. It will slowly inflate and push all of the remaining wine out of the skin. So that's about a 90-minute process. During that time, all of the wine drops into a giant tray that we then pump into a tank. It will sit there for about 2 days to kind of settle, and then we put it in different oak barrels. So we use a variety of oak. We use French, Hungarian, and American oak. And we'll use new oak and neutral oak kind of to do a blend, so that way one doesn't overpower the other. And it'll stay in oak from anywhere from 2 to 3 years. So we'll actually go through and taste it. Every month, we kind of taste the barrels, make sure that there's no off odors, that it's producing the way that we'd like. It's kind of the fun part of the job. We did some barrel tasting this morning, so it was a good morning at work. And then after we do that, once it's ready, we'll blend everything back together, and then we bottle on site. So we do everything for the red wine completely at Truro Vineyards, which is really nice. These grapes primarily come from California. We do have Cabernet Franc and a little bit of Merlot in our vineyard, so we do use those grapes in this as well, but the grapes primarily come from California. If anyone has any questions, just let me know.
All right, thank you, Beth. Now, once again on the Zoom, we'd like to call up Carol Kenner. Carol is the chair of Capabilities Parent Guardian Council. She's been an amazing advocate, not only for her son, but for all the clients at Capabilities, and especially as a legislative advocate, she's managed to attract the attention of our Cape Cod legislators and others at the State House. And recently I was on a Zoom call with 100 participants that Carol organized to advocate for higher wages for staff. But I'm going to turn it over to Carol and let her say a few words about what they're doing.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. It's been a labor of love. Our Cape delegation to the Massachusetts legislature has really been good to us, has been very good to direct care professionals. And what we'll see in the coming months are basically 3 things. We're going to see bonuses for direct care providers in the neighborhood of $500 to $2,000 per employee. That is based, it will be, there are certain income parameters. So, if you're, but that money will go out by March 31st. The other big piece is in housing. The supports that Representative Timothy Whalen talked about in terms of housing are enormous. And the kind of money we're talking about here is $4 billion from Massachusetts, not just for people with special needs or direct care, but we're looking at $4 billion being distributed out of the federal funds. And that is, that's really going to make an impact. So part of my message is today to you is that there are a lot of people competing for the $4 billion. There is an additional $2.5 billion available for Massachusetts. In order to make sure that people with disabilities, direct care staff, and direct care professionals receive some of that money, you need to be active politically. You can't just sit back and hope that the people are going to do the right thing. So it's important to get the attention of our legislators. And if you have questions about how to do that, get in touch with me, get in touch with Kathy, and we'll talk about it. But what really makes it an impact here is political action. The other pieces that we're looking at are student loan forgiveness for people who provide direct care support, behavioral and mental health supports, rental assistance that will go primarily through the Housing Assistance Corporation. And I think that's going to be a real key feature going forward. So stay tuned and stay active. Thank you.
In with us tonight. Next, we'd like to bring up Kim McElhone, the newly appointed president and CEO of Capabilities. Congratulations on your new job. And Brittany Sampson, who also Brittany is in charge of
our individual support program.
Right.
So thank you.
I think we have to move over a little this way. Okay. Ooh, not fall off the stage. Okay. Tell us about some of the challenges that you face, especially in residential care. Capabilities has run both of these homes for the past year, and we're talking to them about some of our future plans as well. And we know there's many challenges, and I think the audience would really like to hear about some of that.
Well, first I want to thank you, the parents. I'm so glad the parents are here. And Capabilities was started by parents. We were called NASA Inc. Over 50 years ago. I also want to thank Carol. Carol is a parent, has been leading our advocacy efforts. If you want to get involved, which is really important, she has an email address, disabilitieshope@gmail.com. I hope I got that right, Carol. And then I'm so glad you were able to hear our staff and know what they do every day. They are professionals, and we rely on them so much. So yes, I wanted to say thank you. But I also, we're really happy to be a partner with Forward. What did this start in 2015?
14.
14.
It took us 6.5 years to build the two group homes.
You spoke to Larry Fair, which was our previous CEO, and he was like, yes, let's do this. And we are so fortunate to have these beautiful homes, large hallways, ADA kitchens. It means so much for the comfort of the people that live there, because we have 15 other homes, and
none of them are new housing.
And none of them are new, right?
They're all rehabbed houses that may or may not be as ADA accessible as
I mean, some of them, the hallways are too tight, or the kitchen is not where we need it to be. But we're also really excited about this next phase because the homes are beautiful, and I know these other units are going to be so important to the people that we serve. And in Brittany's program, Brittany's the director of our individual supports program. Do you want to just talk a little bit about what that means?
So in individual supports, we support the individuals who can live independently in their own apartments. And obviously on the Cape, housing is very hard to come by, and we have very limited apartments on the Cape. So there's a lot of individuals who live at home with parents, and they really shouldn't be living at home. So they have the opportunity to move out and they can live independently, but they don't have that opportunity because there's no apartments out here for them to live in. So this was presented to us, and we love this because this is something that could help a lot of individuals grow and feel independent, even though they have autism or are on the spectrum. So it's very exciting to hear. So we're looking forward to being part of this project.
And the difference between the two, right? The current homes, they're staffed
homes, yeah.
24/7. These homes are independent living. They have some case support, but they're exactly what we need for the people that we work with and serve. So we are excited. I hope it doesn't take 5 years.
It's not gonna. With all this support, it's not gonna take 6 years to build the next.
Support's been amazing.
yeah.
Thank you all.
Thanks, thank you, and thanks for
Okay.
being our partner.
Yes. Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit more about our next, our Phase 2 build, our next endeavor. I want to bring up our Vice President, Rob Brennan, who is the managing partner of Cape Built, right? But first, Rob's company won a couple of very impressive awards this fall, and I'm going to get them wrong if I say it. So can you tell our audience about the awards you got?
Well, just recently, we were voted Business of the Year by the
Right.
Hyannis Chamber of Commerce,
Right.
and that was a great honor. So much of what we do in my work with you, Kathy, and our work in Hyannis and throughout the Cape is building community. And in doing that, we work with all of the companies and the elected officials and all the stakeholders. So the work that we do in Hyannis, building workforce housing, is very much I think an extension of our work and support of Forward, and building the kind of needed and essential, thriving and really historically underserved community building like we've done and like we're going to be doing.
Right, right. So after we finished the group homes that we opened last year, we very quickly went back to our stakeholders, Capabilities, Housing Assistance Corps, the Department of Developmental Services, the Town of Dennis, to look at, we have a couple of acres remaining to build on. And our proposal currently is to build 8 more units in apartment form, not in, as Kim said, 24/7 group homes, but we would like to build apartments. We are hopeful that some of that building will include a staff unit of some kind, which is desperately needed, affordable housing for the workforce on the Cape as well. We'd like to use intensive technology to pull this off. That's how the people who, as Kim said, can live independently but need lots of support. Some of that will be direct, but some of it will be from assistive technology. Recently, our select board here in Dennis allowed us to change our lease from building two more group homes to allow us to build these apartments. So that's our first step towards doing that. A next step is we'll get a better shot for you here. We have some plans that Union Studios has put together for us that we're very excited about, that we can take out on the road. And we commissioned a survey with Empower Success Corps, who met with all kinds of folks on the Cape and told us that all kinds of affordable housing is needed for people with disabilities. But the Department of Developmental Services told us that higher functioning folks with autism are their fastest growing population here in the Cape and the Islands. So, so that is part of our reasoning for wanting to build apartments, and also the just enormous difficulty of staffing group homes 24/7. So we think the apartments are in the future. I was thinking, Rob, maybe you could tell us, think about, so what are the building challenges? Rob and I, so when Rob came aboard, he's the chair of our building committee, every time we turned around, the price of Forward went up.
Yeah, and that, is that's been a challenge that's just only gone exponentially greater, this past year. With prices of lumber, going from, futures at $300 for 1,000 board feet to $1,300, and everyone's been hearing supply chain and its impact on building and building costs, and it's not just lumber. I mean, it's every single component, but doing things more smartly, in terms of design and in terms of specifications. And I think the team, that we've been working with for the past decade at Union Studio and who we brought in and who came on board, in connection with our first phase, are really a talented, group of individuals. We've got folks on our team like Gary Barber, who I've worked with, and Gary knows how to get projects done and how to overcome the challenges of cost escalation and availability of materials and having to pivot. But I'm really excited about this next phase because as we were out in the community, as Cape built, knowing that I was involved with Forward, we were hearing from families and parents and relatives and friends who had family members and friends that had that unmet housing need that we're addressing here. Folks that are able, to live more independently, and housing, on the Cape, the entire spectrum is underserved. But this one, I think in particular, historically had been, and this is an exciting project for me. I know for you, for the rest of our team, and for the families and individuals that are going to be living here. This is going to be, I think, an entire new model, here on the Cape, and we've got folks, throughout the region, and you and I and John, when we were preparing for the first phase, traveled, down to New Jersey and looked at models down there, and I know now that we have folks that are traveling to Forward at the Rock
To look at what
to
we're
see
doing.
our model,
Yes.
and this is going to be, yet another project of really game-changing development. So we've got challenges, ahead of us, but we've got a great team of supporters, and I know this is going to be another fantastic project.
Thanks. So yeah, this is just another opportunity to say thanks to our stakeholders too. Capabilities, of course, Housing Assistance Corps, the Town of Dennis for working with us, every aspect of what we've done here, and the Department of Developmental Services for their input as well, and just many more. We have, as you can see tonight, we have a very large village, and we're eager to get going with the next steps with our Phase 2 build. So thanks for coming up. I think it's probably time for all of us to have that third.
The camera could show.
Yes, let's see what we can do
I
over
don't know if
here.
the camera can be moved
Or
to this,
should we
or
move
should
this?
we?
Yeah, there they're going over. I
maybe
don't know how much you
close
can
and
zoom in.
up on it? So that if people can see, the original Holcomb Rock home is the one in gray. The new is in red. And there are going to be 8 apartments there. On the top is the new offices. So this combines a lot of components that we need. And I know that you still want some more wine because I haven't even had any.
Right.
And it's time to go back to Turo Vineyards.
Okay. Yeah, right. But first, I think we're winding down our opportunities to get raffle tickets. I know people have been getting them tonight. After the third tasting, we're going to do the raffle pull and wrap this up. So thanks, Rob. And back to
Over
Beth.
Turo.
Infused with cranberries. So it's a really fun, festive, especially this time of year wine. You can serve it a couple different ways. At the vineyard, we serve it chilled, so it's more like a sangria style, but you can definitely serve it at room temperature. It pairs really nicely with turkey. It's also really nice with a cheese spread, kind of plays a lot with different cheeses that you have. So feel free to pour and take a sip. You'll notice that this bottle is a little different than every other bottle in your package. This one is a lighthouse. So if you've been to Turo Vineyards, we are about half a mile from Highland Light, which is one of the oldest lighthouses on Cape Cod. And we have these bottles specially made in Italy for us and then sent to us. So it's just a really fun kind of tribute to the Cape. And a winery on the Cape is definitely a unique thing, and we wanted to kind of focus and showcase that. So this is definitely one of our most popular wines, an easy drinking wine, and something that's just a little different and a little fun and kind of reminds you of the Cape. There is also a bonus wine in most of your packages, I believe. It is a canned rosé. So we started canning wine a couple of years ago, and the first one we did was the canned rosé. We partnered with the Beachcomber in Wellfleet, where they serve the canned rosé as well. It is 100% Grenache grape, really nice, kind of crisp, acidic rosé, perfect for summer drinking. And we wanted to kind of include it as something fun and festive as well, to remind that it might be December and dark at 4:30, but it's going to get back to summer soon, and we all love that. And so as you're tasting, I'm going to throw it back to Kristen, the owner of Churro Vineyards, to kind of give some closing remarks and, thank you for all the support. And, we just love working with Ford, and it's just been a great partnership for us. So.
All right, can everybody hear me? Awesome. I see some of you have your glasses in hand. That's good.
Well, last year, Paul and I toasted in between a plexiglass petition in the studio. And this year, we're happy to have, thanks so much for all you folks who came out here with us. We're gonna draw the raffle. Actually, I'm gonna ask, would you like to draw the raffle, Becky? Or I was gonna ask Kim McElhone from Capabilities to come up and draw the raffle, the winner of the 50/50 raffle. Come on up, Kim, thanks.
And just so we know, we had a total of $1,340. So the winner of this will walk away with $670.
Wow.
Clifford.
Oh,
Meyer.
Meyer, right?
Meyer.
I'm pretty sure that's how we pronounce. Oh, Clifford and Jeannie Meyer they live in Acton, and came down to pick up their wine. Thanks, Kim. Also, thanks, Becky Fellows is one of our dedicated volunteers and one of last year's rock stars, right? So Clifford and Jeannie will be in touch with your portion of the 50/50. Thank you so much for participating, and thanks to all of you. During this season of giving, I hope you'll remember Forward if you're making donations at Christmas, at the holiday time, and in the future. And stay tuned. We have, as we've hopefully shown you, we have great things planned for the coming year.
We're not done yet.
We're not
There's a lot
done
more to
yet.
do.
Yeah. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a nice night.
Good night.
Appreciate it.